Well. Guess who's back? Everybody, hope you're all doing well. So, the Yankees tied the series last night at 2 against the Chicago White Sox, courtesy of 3 home runs by Juan Soto and a great start by Nestor Cortez. But I have some more news for you this morning before they start their tie-breaking game tonight. Will Warren will be on the mound, by the way. And I'll have the lineup for you later on as well. But according to Daniel Alvarez Montes, and also corroborated by Talking Yanks, Oswald Peraza is coming up to the Yankees. It's like it's going to be his final chance. Because it sounds as if, according to this reporting, that Jazz Chisholm going on a 10-day IL. So, remember, Oswald Peraza is out of options. So, this is his very last chance with the Yankees if he's going to stay up here. Otherwise, he's got to be traded or released or so on and so forth. Again, he's been hitting the cover off the ball in AAA. So, I'm not surprised they wanted to bring him up. Now, this tells me that they're probably not going to try to get Amed Rosario. Maybe he's not even going to be an option. So, but still remains to be seen. Now, what happens when Jazz Chisholm comes back? I think, one of the reasons why they're putting Jazz Chisholm on the 10-day IL is because they want to try to figure out whether he needs surgery or not. And then if he does, then they'll procedurally move him probably onto the 60, which would take him off the 40-man roster and open up another roster spot, potentially for somebody like John Birdie or someone else. So then at that point, it could be Amed Rosario too. We don't know yet, okay? We don't know yet whether Amed Rosario, like I said, is going to be even available for acquisition as a free agent or whatnot. So it's going to be interesting the next couple of weeks. It really, really is. So that's why I say make sure you subscribe to this channel. That way when news does come out, and news changes almost every day, I'll make sure you know about it. Okay, and then when I go live, I'll make sure you know when we go live so you can join the party too and join the conversation. I thank you so much for it. Okay, but that's the news right now. According to this reporting, Jazz Chisholm is going on a 10-day IL, and Oswald Peraza is on his way back up. So it's likely to play third base, which would significantly improve the infield defense right off the bat. Okay, now, like I said, once they have more clarity on Jazz Chisholm, and if they want to keep Oswald Peraza up here, then they might make a different move. At that point, when John Birdie comes back, if he makes it back at the end of this year, or if Amed Rosario becomes available and they can sign him because John Birdie may not be back this year, then maybe Gleyber Torres gets moved at that point. And I understand a lot of people who don't think Gleyber Torres is going to get moved, but when you have a clear upgrade and Amed Rosario clear, it's like Oswald Peraza is a clear upgrade too. Okay, and heading into the postseason, which the Yankees are very, very likely to make, we're going to need all hands on deck. We're going to need to be as defensively stout as possible and be as young and athletic and hungry as possible. And if you get Rosario here, you get Peraza, and they wind up being good, then that's a good thing. Okay, they also have a roster expansion happening September 1st, which they can add 2 players. At that point, it's probably going to be, I'm guessing, Jason Dominguez and maybe someone else like Cam Eden, unless they decide to bring up an arm. And if they don't decide to bring up an arm, expect some tough decisions to happen over the next couple of weeks when guys are coming back from the IL. Clark Schmidt, Ian Hamilton, Cody Poteet, some of these other guys, Nick Birdie, right? Scotty Frost, who's gaining his command back. So expect some guys that are on the 26th man right now not to be on the 26th man if these other guys turn out to be better options for the team. So the team could look very different come the postseason than they do right now. And I will do my postseason projections or my opinion, what I think. I want to know what your thoughts are, so load up the comments. And we'll see what this playoff process is going to look like. And we'll see what guys do come back and how well they do when they do come back. Because like I said, too, even the guys that come back, there's no guarantee that they're going to make the postseason roster. There's no guarantee that guys like Anthony Rizzo and DJ LeMahieu are going to make the postseason roster. If the Yankees want to put themselves in position to beat these teams like the Orioles and some of these other feisty teams, they're going to need to be as athletic and versatile as possible. Okay? Whether it's Peraza third instead of DJ, it is what it is, right? Whether it's Ben Rice or John Birdie at first base instead of Anthony Rizzo, it is what it is. I do think those guys are mature enough to know that if they're not going to make the postseason roster, they're grown up enough to understand why, and they would still contribute towards helping the younger players. So that I'm confident of. And these guys are pros, they're adults. So, and that does matter too. Character does matter, maturity does matter. Okay. But that's the news I got for you right now. Oswald Peraza, according to this report, is coming up, and Jazz Chisholm's heading to the 10-day IL, which could eventually become the 15 or the 60. I don't think I need another week to determine. You know, he's looking at some other. He's being looked at by some other specialists. They're going to decide at some point whether he needs surgery. And again, it's his non-throwing hand. It's the left hand, but any UCL injury, whether you're throwing or non-throwing, is going to require probably a 4 to 6 month recovery timetable. So if that happens, then don't expect to see him again until spring training. And at that point, they're going to need a young, dynamic player here to replace what Jazz Chisholm has brought here to the Yankees since the trade deadline. Whether it's Peraza, whether it's Cam Eden that they just acquired from the Blue Jays, whether it's Amed Rosario, whether it's a combination of these guys, okay, whether it's Caleb Durbin, another speedy infielder option. So, you know, and I do think as we get closer to the postseason towards the end of the season, I think everybody knows that Gleyber Torres is almost guaranteed to be gone next year. So it doesn't make sense to have him on the postseason roster when you can have someone else on the postseason roster, right? So who will be contributing more offensively and defensively in a balanced portfolio. Just something to keep in mind. So, but I do understand that people don't think Torres is going to be gone because the Yankees have shown extreme loyalty to their players, even guys that have not performed up to par, like Gleyber Torres. And that's unfortunate because I like the kid. Just like I like Rizzo, just like I like DJ, just like I like Spencer Jones, just like I like Jason Dominguez. But like I said, I like one players, but I like the team more. Okay? And anything that's going to help the team become better, I'm all for. Okay? Which is why I expect this team, most particularly the bullpen, to look rather different in September and even into the postseason. And because they need to. Because they absolutely need to. So, and can't just be Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. You know, we need Austin Wells to be in his right spot, and it looks like it's cleanup. And Giancarlo Stanton at 5. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I mentioned it all year, actually. You know, it doesn't really matter what they have at 2-3 because we're sure of those guys. What matters is to have a 1, 4, and 5 to set them up and to back them up on the other end. I said it for the whole entire year. So, and I hope, you know, they put it all together at the right time. They put the right ingredients together at the right time, too. Okay? You know, they have enough pieces here to clearly keep them in contention. Obviously, without the moves that they had made at the deadline, the Yankees were the first team to 50 wins. But then the pitching fell apart. We had some injuries, and Giancarlo Stanton's injury alone had a significant impact on the offense. Now that he's coming back, now that he's healthy, it looks like they're starting to round the full. Not immediately, but step by step. Let me know what you think about this reporting. Are you happy about it? I'm happy to see Oswald Peraza here, and I think he's been given a raw deal over the last couple of years. Yes, he hasn't been given enough an opportunity to perform consistently. And I hope he got a full year. I wish Peraza would have gotten the same thing. Okay, so hopefully when it comes up here, if this is the case, then he just gets every day at first base. And if DJ becomes a bench player to back up the infielders, so be it. So be it. They're not going to call up TJ Rumfield? Fine. They're not going to call up Durbin? Fine. Peraza, I get it. And again, like I said, he's on his option. So, you know, I would imagine he's going to do everything he can to make sure they keep his butt up here. That way he's an option for 2025. Instead of having to spend $200 million on somebody like Munetaka Murakami from Japan, right? So, especially when you have to re-sign Juan Soto. I know they're going to be looking into signing Corbin Burns, too, in the offseason. So, you know, and it just goes to show you spending $1 billion doesn't guarantee anything. You look at the Dodgers; they're not guaranteed a title, and they spent $1 billion. Right? Otani's been everything advertised, but Yamamoto is not. So this is baseball. This is the grind of baseball. Guys get hurt, right? It's 162 games. This is not 17 like football or 82 like basketball. It's 162 games in various weather conditions. So it is a grind. And hopefully they have the right pieces here on the 26-man active roster in September and heading into October. Is Oswald Peraza going to be one of them? Remains to be seen. I sure hope so. If that's the case, then let's get younger. Let's get more feisty. Let's get more athletic. And let's do everything we can to win this 28th World Series this year. Go Yankees. Peace.